Good evening, everybody. Hi.
Howdy.
Nice to see everybody. I'm Mr. Goldberg, and I'm the senior project teacher here at Ames High School. And I want to welcome you. Hi. I want to welcome. It's okay. I want to welcome you all to Senior Project Community Night. This is the Mr. Olger, what, 6th or 7th year we're doing this, something like that.
Yeah.
And Senior Project is a course that allows students to explore and experience outside of the classroom in their senior year. And they explore an area that is of interest to them. So everything that our students are going to be saying today is very much crafted by them, created by them, will be implemented by them with the guidance of a mentor. And they'll tell you a little bit about who their mentor is as well. And the purpose of this night is really just to share with the community, to share with parents, to share with our teachers here at the school, to share with the community what exactly they plan on doing this year. So for the last 6 or so weeks, our students have spent a lot of time figuring out what is this to them. From the first day of school, we form a big circle and we just say, hey, what do you think this is going to be for you? And it starts out with this very broad idea. And over the last couple of weeks, we've taken it and we've narrowed it down further and further through different assignments and conversations and tasks that we've completed. And at this point, we have it down to something that is challenging but achievable. Something that they can actually implement and do from this point till the end of the year. And I'll talk a little bit about what that's going to look like as well. So today is really all about celebrating the first step of our students committing to whatever it is that they said that they plan on doing this year. So I'll give you a little introduction of the course itself. We'll talk a little bit about what senior project is, the role of the mentor, and then most importantly in a couple of minutes, because I like to be in it up and down as quick as I can, we're going to get to our students right at the All right? So there are 4 major components to senior project, and the idea of this came from a friend of mine who teaches over at Mansfield, and they were doing this for years. And after talking with them about it, this is 7, 8, 9 years ago, something like that, I said, we have to be doing this at this school. And it ended up working. And for the past 7 years, we've had this course here, and it's evolved over time, and it's changed in bits and pieces. But the constant is students come in with something they're passionate about, something that they care about, and that's always really cool to see. And really the goal of it is very quickly, but definitely by the end of the year, our kids are just, they're so much more knowledgeable, whatever it is that they are doing than I ever will, and that's kind of the point. I've seen things through from beginning to end in my life, but not everything, nor could I ever do that. And so while I'm there, certainly as they offer guidance in a big picture of ways to think about things and ways to do things and who to reach out to and how to structure emails and calls and stuff like that. And the mentors, that's a little bit more specific to whatever it is their project is. They just have a better grasp of whatever it is they're talking about. And I know that there's some nerves for our 10 up here, right? A little bit. But that's good. It happens every single year. And then by the time we get to the end of the year, by the time we get to May, and students have to give their final presentation, it's the easiest thing they ever do in their entire life because they're speaking based upon experience. So when I say to them tonight, 2 minutes, that feels like an eternity. But when I say to them in May, you have 15 to 20 minutes, they're going to go, oh my God, I wish I had more time. And it happens every single year. So it's really nice to see. There's 4 main parts of senior project that students complete. Number 1 is 40 hours of field work, 20 hours in term 2, 20 hours in term 3. That's basically all the work that gets done outside of their classroom to achieve their project. Secondly is a research paper, which we have not yet started that. We'll start that process in the next couple of weeks, 8 to 10 pages, and it gets evaluated by faculty here at the school. 3 is a digital portfolio, which is basically their website. Pretty bare bones right now, but by the end of the year, it'll be loaded up with journal entries and videos and artifacts and research paper topic and all sorts of other things that are just very unique to their particular project. I'll put the link back up to that, the main website where you'll see all 10 of their websites at the end. And then finally, a final presentation, which like I said is the easiest thing they'll ever give in their life because they're speaking based upon experience. They've lived it. Therefore, they can really go to town and answer questions and talk about and structure a presentation based on what they did for those 7 or 8 months. The project itself really can be absolutely anything, and tonight you'll see in our 10 different students, 10 completely different projects. So when I tell kids like it can be whatever you want, I'm not exaggerating. If they're passionate about something, if it's challenging and achievable, they're pretty much able to do it. And we'll see exactly what they're going to be doing shortly. Each project must represent what I call a learning stretch. It's to stretch their knowledge. So some of our students come in with some knowledge of what they want to do or what they've done before, some past experience, some with none whatsoever. And then they come in and they're learning it brand new. The key is that it stretches their knowledge. It has to be challenging, has to stretch their knowledge, but also achievable. It has to be something that they can actually achieve in the time frame that we have this year, which is basically by end of March, early April, when we get ready for the final presentation. You'll see in the little red packets in front of you all 10 of our students' learning stretches. They'll say them as well, and it'll give you a good kind of one-sentence idea of what they plan on doing for this year. Every project has to have a learning stretch. It is essentially the thesis for the year. It's the big picture for the year. It's the anchor to everything that they end up doing, and you'll see those in front of you. Typical senior project classes, I think day-to-day it varies, but typically, I don't know, what would you say, pretty laid back, yes? Yeah, it's pretty laid back. Because students are doing the work that's needed to achieve whatever it is their learning stretch is. They are making calls, they're sending emails, they're working on various assignments to help them achieve the course's goals and the course's aims. We have discussions, we circle it up a lot, we talk, we bounce ideas off of one another oftentimes. The best ideas of some students' project comes from somebody else. And just sharing that back and forth is always really nice to see. And what I find, hi, how you doing? What I always find is, I teach all these classes here for many, many years, history classes, and this class always has the group that kind of bonds the most, which is weird because they're doing 10 completely different things. But over the years, I think I've come to realize that there is a shared experience of they're putting their mind to something, they care about something, even if they care about 10 different things. And with that, there's a bonding that takes place. So I'm looking forward to seeing that take place as well. Each student has a mentor, someone they've reached out to and asked, will you help me with this project? They don't evaluate students, they merely act as a sounding board. Some work more directly than others, some in person, some not in person. It kind of varies depending on the nature of the project and the nature of what it is they're trying to achieve. But it helps them provide guidance through the year if they have an idea or something that they want to talk about, or an idea that they have, they're able to achieve that with that. So with that, like I said, I like to be up and down. We have our senior project students. We have 10 of them. One is at field hockey practice right now, is a game tomorrow. So she's going to pop in whenever she gets here, because she said it's 7:20, so she has like a time she's leaving to come here. And then she's going to give it, so I'll pop to her, and then she's going to bounce out. This was pre-arranged, don't worry about it. All right? All right, here's the senior project students, everybody. You can clap for them, it's okay.
Hi, I'm Alex Driscoll, and my senior project will study the area of computer science, and more specifically, video game design and programming. My learning stretch will consist of working with game engines and programming to create and publish a video game that's self-produced. My mentor, Brian Griffith, will help me through his advice and feedback. He's a worker at Warner Brothers Game Studios. All of my field work will take place online using the Unity game engine and the programming language C#. Some of the challenges I may face while I do this project will be finding somebody to outsource my art to, and some of the things I hope to take away from this are getting a lot of experience in the computer science field and working to create something that I can publish to make my own. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Sean Droney, and my area of study is digital art, leaning more towards animation. My learning stretch will consist of creating a short animated video of sorts in order to expand my knowledge of the video and animation creation process. My mentor is Junior Barros over there. He is really really knowledgeable of both graphic design and animation process and all sorts of digital arts. For my self-reflection of this course, I would like to challenge myself for a long-term project, as most of my projects have, at the very most, only been about a month long, and this is more of a 5-month long project. And I also have I always get really into something at the beginning, and then towards the end or middle, I fizzle out and lose interest. So with this, I want to keep hitting achievable goals in order to continue this. And yeah, I just thank you.
My name is Juliana Ferrara, and for my senior project, I'm going to be focusing on clothing waste and how badly it impacts our environment in ways that we can sort of prevent it from occurring at the degree it's occurring. And so my learning stretch is going to consist of spreading awareness about environmental issues by creating and implementing a upcycling clothing fundraiser. So upcycling is basically when you take old items and you transform them into something brand new. So that's what I'm really going to be focusing on. And for my mentor, I'm going to be working with Taylor Savati, and she is currently a college student at Rhode Island College, and she's very passionate about the environment, as am I, so she's really going to help me through that process and guide me with that information. And my field work is mainly going to take place at my home where my sewing machine is, because this project is going to take like a lot of sewing time, because I'm taking old clothing and transforming it into something brand new. And then I'm really worried that this project is a little too ambitious and the time frame that I have may not be enough, so I'm really going to have to push myself with the time to get everything that I need done. And I also really want to get more knowledge and experience throughout this project, so I want to gain more knowledge on environmental issues and clothing waste, and more experience with sewing for many hours at a time. And thank you.
And my area of study is going to be fundraising for the local police offset, for local law enforcement. My learning stretch consists of creating and implementing a fundraiser to support law enforcement with an effort to bring awareness to gaps in funding, in addition to how they incorporate their training to positively impact a community. My mentor's name is Officer Tim McPeck, and he was actually a resource officer here for 2 years. And he's retiring this year, so he's been working as a cop for a long time now. My fieldwork will take place not only at the police station, where I get more knowledge about where fundraising actually goes, but it will also take place in the community, around local neighborhoods, kind of going door to doors in classrooms, just asking if anyone wants to buy a wristband for my fundraiser. Challenges that I will encounter will definitely be getting enough people to actually buy the wristbands, because law enforcement and police is a very controversial topic in general, so for people to agree and want to put in their own money to help out their community is something that might be a struggle, along with the money, like from me personally, that it will take to buy the wristbands, knowing I'm not getting any profit. And as a result of the course, I really hope to kind of just bring more awareness to people about what cops do in general and the good that they bring for the community, and not just the bad stuff that they see on TV. Along with encouraging younger kids or people in general to act upon topics that they really believe in, even if it is a controversial stance. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Jameson Levine, and my topic this year is how physical injury correlates with mental health in athletes. My learning stretch is raising money and awareness about mental health in athletes by creating and implementing a fundraiser. This topic became pretty prevalent in my life this past summer when I tore my ACL and lost my senior season before it even started, and I very quickly realized how related the two topics are. For my mentor, I'll be working with Lindsay Sutman. She is actually my current physical therapist at Elliott Physical Therapy in Easton. She's been in the field for many years now, and I already see her twice a week, so I'm very excited to work together. For my actual field work, I will be reaching out to athletes to hear their stories and about being injured and how they got through mental illness or working through mental health issues, and then sharing it across social media platforms around the school to overall just break the stigma around mental health when it's such a hard topic to talk about. And then from there, I will be designing and producing a sweatshirt that all the proceeds will go to Athletes Against Anxiety and Depression Foundation, which is an organization that not only shares stories similar to what I'm doing, but also offers free therapy, which is especially important and very vital to athletes. As for some challenges I think I'm going to endeavor, my main one is engagement across every aspect of my project, especially in the beginning, getting athletes to feel comfortable enough to open up about their stories and then have it be published in some way, shape, or form. And then just engagement to get people to buy the sweatshirts. I want to make them affordable, but also like pleasing to the eye, which is I think will probably be my biggest challenge because I've never done anything like that. But I'm very excited to have an outlet to put my passion that I would be putting into my sport, but lost the opportunity to this year. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Gloria Long, and my area for study for senior project is going to be nutrition. My learning stretch will consist of creating a cookbook to help people understand the benefits of nutrition and what certain foods affects on the body part. My mentor is Mrs. Bonnie, who is a chef and already knows a lot about nutrition and personal fitness. So my fieldwork will be working with her to create recipes that incorporate the foods that I've learned about. Throughout this course, some challenges that I might encounter are creating the recipes, because I don't really know a lot about cooking, so that's going to be a learning experience for me. And also finding information online that is true and works for everybody, because a lot that I already know is very specific to myself. So it's hard to find things online that are actually true and not just what people think. Throughout this course, I hope to gain a better understanding of nutrition and help other people learn as well. Thank you.
My name is Sammy Weintraub. My name is Sammy Weintraub. My area of study is going to be self-protection and its role in contemporary society. My mentor is Lou Harris. He is an instructor and director at Mansfield Fish and Game, a shooting range in Mansfield, Massachusetts, and this is where most of my field work will be taking place. He is a certified pistol, rifle, and shotgun instructor. He is a certified chief range safety officer and Holmes firearm safety instructor, and he is certified with both the NRA, the National Firearms Association of America, and with Massachusetts State. So I'm super excited to be working with him. And my learning stretch will consist of educating and having people apply the skills of individual protection by creating a self-defense booklet. I'm super excited to learn more, and I hope to gain more information and create new relationships with people who I make along this journey. That's what I hope to really take away. A challenge that I might face is being able to gather as much research that I need to fully encompass the scope of how I'm going to be able to teach so many people specific information about self-protection. Thank you so much for listening. I'm super excited about it.
Hi everyone, my name is Abby Wells. And for my senior project, I will be incorporating my two passions of field hockey and teaching. My learning stretch will consist of planning and running a youth field hockey clinic to help teach kids how to play field hockey when they have little to no experience. My fieldwork will consist of actually having the 3-day clinic happen, and it will either take place here at the OA Turf or at the field house located in Easton. My mentor is Sharon Lawrence. She was the head varsity coach for field hockey for 4 years. She also is in charge of running the different field hockey camps and clinics that take place over the summer that I was also a part of, and I volunteered for them. And also she has a lot of overall experience. I hope to gain more knowledge about teaching kids and just get more experience with the field hockey aspect in teaching. Two challenges that I will be facing is, one, getting enough kids to partake in the clinic. I realize that they are not really in touch with like Facebook or Instagram, so my challenge is finding a way to get this clinic out there and noticed. I know that my mentor Sharon will be able to help me out with that, as she has a lot of different connections. My other challenge that I'm facing right now is thinking of a way to get field hockey equipment for ones who can't get the equipment, or parents that just don't want to pay to buy a stick for a 3-day clinic and then not go back to the sport until they get to middle school. But I'm thinking to either do some sort of fundraiser or some sort of field hockey drive
or asked my teammates if they had any old field hockey gear and let me use it for the clinic. And I'm very excited to continue working on my senior project. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Jake Williams. I'm a senior here at Oliver Ames High School. My area of study is personal finance and wealth management. My learning stretch will consist of educating people in various economic situations, how they can invest, and with the goal of creating individualized portfolio templates. My mentor that I'll be working with throughout the year is Robert Mance. Robert Mance is a wealth management advisor at Northwestern Mutual. My fieldwork will consist of building a platform that outputs portfolio templates for people with their fitting of their goals and situation. I'll work with my mentor via Zoom call or in person to gauge his opinion regarding any financial questions I have throughout the year to better enhance the quality of my project. And some of the problems that I'll be facing along the way will consist of building my platform, displaying my research results in an educational manner, and lastly, achieving participation for my project once it's actually constructed. Through this project, I hope to teach people how they can invest to grow their wealth and ultimately set themselves up for retirement. I would also like to use this opportunity to determine if this area of study, personal finance, is something I want to pursue into college or even beyond into a career. Thank you all for listening and have a great evening.
Hello everyone, my name is Jason Zalis and my area of study is creating a soccer clinic for underprivileged children. My learning stretch will consist of planning and running a clinic for underprivileged children with the goal of understanding the severity of undeserved areas and creating unity through the love of soccer. My mentor's name is John Barada, the varsity soccer coach of Oliver Ames. He's been the varsity coach for over 13 years now, and he's been my club and high school coach for over 8 years now. He's going to be a big help in this because of his connections in the soccer world. It's going to help out a lot. I hope to gain the understanding of the struggles that families face nowadays with putting their children through sports. It's very expensive nowadays, and lots of people struggle with that. And some challenges that I might encounter is where I'm going to host this clinic. It's going to be tough with the weather, how it's going to be so cold out. And how I get this event heard about, it's going to be tough, but I hope with John and some of my friends I can get this event heard about and have a great time. Thank you very much.
All right, everybody, one more time for people up there. How did you do this?
They just all want to support me, and I really appreciate it.
It's awesome. No, I mean, how did you do it with everyone up there? I didn't know.
No,
It's pretty good.
I got through it.
You did awesome. All right. So thank you very much, everybody. Feel free to hang out for a little bit if you'd like. Talk with you soon if you want to as well. I'll be hanging out for a little bit. But final presentations take place in May of 2023. So there's a lot of time between now and then. And I want to thank you for making the community night a success yet again. So thank you very much, everybody. Have a great night.